Shalom, shalom, Israel. Hey, shalom, Yahba Shem Yahshabrakatham. Yahweh Shamar Alatam Ba'ashem Yahushai. Can y'all hear me? Shalom, priest Yahba Shem Shkata. I'm live right now. Yeah, remove that. Yeah, till I remove that. I'm getting a feedback. Salakia Israel, give me 2 seconds. I'm getting a feedback. I'm trying to locate where that feedback is coming from. Hmm. Okay, est-ce que nous entendons? Can y'all hear me? Facebook, YouTube, can you hear me? TikTok, can you hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me on TikTok. Just give me a one. Give me a one if y'all can hear me on TikTok. YouTube, give me a one if y'all can hear me on YouTube. All right. But moi, un sim ka attendem sur YouTube. But moi, Haitian heritage in the Bible. All right. Let me make. All right. I got the one. All right. YouTube. Give me a one on YouTube if y'all can hear me. Let me share this link real quick on YouTube. Let me share this real quick, Israel. Give me 1 second. Sign curse. All right, we good to go. Hey, Shalom HAITI, Shalom Israel, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Barakatam, Yahweh Shamar Alatam Ba'ashem Yahushua. I am priest and officer of 5,000, Yatazarban lawyer in the ISUPK under commanding General Yohana. The ISUPK, we started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We have been in these streets ever since 1969 to teach so-called Black, so-called Hispanic, so-called Indian, the truth according to the Bible. And what is the truth? The truth is that we are God's chosen people, man. The truth is that the people today, the small hats who claim to be God's chosen people, they are imposters. They are the vagabonds of the earth. They don't have no identity. So what have they done? They have stolen our identity, man. All right. And in the ISUPK since the 60s, we've been waking up our people for the purpose of gathering the 12 tribes of Israel, so-called Blacks, Latinos, indigenous people, so-called Haitians that we're going to talk about here. We're going to show you Haitian heritage in the Bible, so-called Jamaicans, so-called Mexicans, so-called Black Americans, Brazilians, Guatemala, Chile, Mexico, Honduras, you know, you name it, man. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, basically the people that Spain, that Portugal, that the Dutch, that England, that France, that America have enslaved, man. We are God's chosen people. And like it says in the Bible in Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1, gather yourselves together, right? We are to gather ourselves together. Voir deux fois frérot. OK, grand monde qui dit me voir. Merci, frère, merci. Let me double check that. I don't know what's happening. Okay. I think I just fix it. Let me know if you hear the voice twice again. Fais-moi connaître si nous entendez voir répéter deux fois encore. You're good. All right. Tawada, Jeshurun. So let me say that again just in case, you know, y'all couldn't hear me clearly. The ISUPK started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We've been here since the 60s, man. Since 1969, we started out of 1 West 125th Street to teach that blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians are God-chosen people, man. Our oppressors, man, these imposters, the small hats, they have stolen our identity. They are not God-chosen people. Everything about them exposes the fact that they are not God's chosen people. There is an interview that Tucker Carlson did with Mike Huckabee. I suggest that everybody who's skeptical about what the ISUPK have been teaching, go watch that interview. All right, go watch that interview. If you can't find it, just, you know, inbox me. I'll send it to you. All right. If you speak English, I always tell all Haitians, if you speak English, man, just hit me up. I'm gonna send you some stuff that you can go and watch, so that you know, you could make your own examination, man. You need to analyze what we have been exposed to as a people under our oppressors and what they have kept from us, because what they give us in our educational system is opposite to what is, you know, recorded. I'll give you a perfect example, man. You know, in Haiti, I grew up in Haiti. You know, I grew up in Haiti. I got the same FIC education that most Haitians got, right? Because we're going to talk about the Haitians today, even though the ISUPK, we teach for the all 12 tribes of Israel, but we're going to focus on Haitian heritage today, and of course, attached it to the 12 tribes of Israel. In Haiti, the education that I receive is similar to the education that Black Americans receive over here in America, that says that we are the descendant of Africans. And that is a lie. And I know when I talk to my people, man, when I talk to Haitians, we attach ourselves so much to the Africans. But I asked them a simple question. What nation of Africans came to our rescue? What nation of Africans came to Haiti and said, what is happening to the Haitians is unacceptable? What nation of Africans have done this? None of them have done it. They have not come to our rescue. You would think that there is a group of, you know, small hats, a group of white people. They come to Haiti and then they just take millions of people out of Haiti and go enslave them somewhere else. You mean to tell me us Haitians, we're not going to go to that place and say, you know what? You need to free our people. We're going to do it. You can't come to Haiti and kidnap millions of Haitians and take them somewhere in Liberia, take them somewhere in China and go enslave them, and we know about it, and we're not going to go to China and say, no, you need to free our people, man. Our people have been here for hundreds of years. You've oppressed them, right? You need to free them. There isn't a nation of Africans that have done this to us. You know why? Because we are not Africans. So although in our educational system, they teach us that we are Africans, but in their books, in their dictionaries, it is clear that they make a distinction between the Africans and the Haitians. They make a distinction between us because we are not the same people. And in this dictionary right here, right, I suggest you get the pictorial one. All right, I take this because, you know, I'm on the move right now. We are traveling. I'm actually in Philly. I'm heading to the Philly school right after this class, all right, to go watch Commanding General Yohana, General Mahaiman, General Hazayan, all right, on the Black Watch show. All right, which is going to start at 9 p.m. So I take this with me when I'm traveling. This is the compactor one, but I suggest you get the pictorial Zondervan Bible Dictionary. Get this dictionary. All right, get this dictionary. And in this dictionary, what you're going to see for the definition of Ham, it says what? The youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor, meaning the father, all right, the ancestor of the dark races, not the Negroes, all right? And when you look at the transatlantic slave trade, it was the Negroes that was going into slavery. It wasn't the Hamites, all right? Not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Libyans, the Canaanites, all right? And it gives you a reference in Genesis 10, verses 6 to 20, all right? He's and then since he, when his father lay drunk and brought a curse upon Canaan. So there is a clear difference between the Negroes and Africans, and this is important for us as Haitian to understand our heritage. It is imperative for us to understand that there is a clear difference between us and Africans. Why? Because we are not Africans. The whole world want us to believe that we are Africans. Why? Because if we are trying to trace our heritage, our identity from an African tribe, we are never going to get to the truth. We're never going to get to the truth. This is the reason why they feed us this garbage to tell us that we are Africans. And now, what are we doing? We're trying to trace our identity to some voodoo tribe from Benin, to some voodoo what you call them, the Dahomey, who enslaved the Negroes. When you look into history, you're going to see the Dahomey, they got together with the Europeans and they enslaved the Negroes, man. They kidnapped them. They had them as prisoners of war. We are not from no Dahomey tribe. The Dahomey are our enemies, all right? And it's imperative for us to understand this. Now, I have this image on the screen, right? I think I have it both on YouTube and TikTok. Let me see if I have it on TikTok. I can see it. Yep, it's on TikTok right now. So now when you look at this image, right, the reason I have this image up here is because, you know, Haitians, man, I grew up like this and I understand. I totally understand. You know, the whole idea of voodoo giving us our independence, even if you are Christian, I remember when I was a kid, man, even though I grew up Christian, right? Grandma didn't play that. You had to go to church on Sunday. We got this thing in the Haitian culture is l'école, la caille, l'église. L'école meaning school, la caille meaning home, l'église, church. All right? So school, church, and home. School, home, church. That's it. L'école, la caille, l'église. Grandma didn't play that. You had to go to church. All right? Even though I grew up in the church, I hold on to the idea of Wakaima. I hold on to it. Why? Because we were taught that's what gave us our independence. So it doesn't matter if you believe in Jesus, if you believe in God. As a Haitian, when you grew up in Haiti, you know that Wakaima gave us our independence. And what does it do? Subconsciously, it makes you believe that voodoo is your power. That's what it makes you believe. It makes you believe that voodoo give you your independence from the oppressors. Subconsciously, even Christians believe this, that Wakaima give us our independence. That Jean-Jacques Dessalines was a voodoo priest, that Boukman was a voodoo priest, that Capois Lamor, Henri Christophe, Toussaint Louverture, they were practicing voodoo. Now, when you go to the actual record, when you go to the Proclamation of Independence, when you go to the Declaration or the Act of Independence, right? When you go to the 1805 Constitution, you're not going to see any trace of voodoo. You're not going to see any trace of voodoo. This is the trace you're going to see. This is why I have the coat of arms of Jean-Jacques Dessalines here. And what does it say? The coat of arms, I didn't get, let me see if I could grab the Henri Christophe coat of arms real quick, right? But what does the coat of arms, the 1805 coat of arms of Haiti say? All right, we're going to go into the Bible after this. Now, when you look at the coat of arms, it says what? It says emperor, all right? Empereur premier d'Haïti, All right. First emperor of Haiti. All right. Chef suprême de l'armée. Chef suprême de l'armée, meaning supreme chief of the army. Talking about the Inca army. All right. This is what Jean-Jacques Dessalines called the army. He called it the Inca army or the indigenous army. All right. Par la grâce de Dieu, by the grace of God. This is what it says, by the grace of God. Et par la loi constitutionnelle de l'État, and by the law, by the constitutional law of the state. So this is the trace that we are going to see all throughout our records, all throughout the records that founded Haiti as an empire. So where does this idea of voodoo comes from? This idea of voodoo comes from our oppressors. Years later, 20 plus years later, after the so-called Wakaima, a white man came with the story that we was doing some ceremony and we were drinking pig's blood. That's what this white man said. We were drinking pig's blood. That's Wakaima. This is why we have images. Man, I should have grabbed that image, but a lot of y'all know the image I'm talking about. There is an image where they show you our so-called ancestors in a circle, barefoot, right? Barefoot, shirtless. You know, they show you Cecile Fatima, all her breasts is out, right? She got a knife and she's cutting the pig's, throat. And they show you Bookman, shirtless, piate, right? With some short that is ripped. This is the image that they give us. So when we think about the Haitian Revolution, we think about some wild slaves that was half naked and doing some voodoo ceremony and drinking pig's blood. And that's how we got our independence. Meanwhile, when you go to the document that founded the country, what you're going to see? You're going to see that Jean-Jacques Dessalines had 27,000 soldiers. Let me see if I grab this for y'all real quick. Let me see if I could find it real quick. All right. This book is in French. I'm looking for indigenous army. All right. Let me show y'all real quick. Let me see if I could find it. Army indigène. Is it indigenous army or army indigène? Okay, there you go. I have it right here. I'm going to read it in French. Toussaint Dessalines mise sur la continuité de sa volonté. Is that it? Okay. Dessalines mise sur la continuité et dit sa volonté de récupérer et unifier sous un même commandement les autres corps de brigade. Okay, so Dessalines, he had the how you say this in English? He had the, let's say, zeal, right, to unify all the different group. They call them the brigade. Today in Haiti, you will hear that they talking about the brigade of Canapé Vert, the brigade of Akaye. They talking about this brigade. This brigade are supposedly there to stop the gangs, right, from capturing the city. So there's a class I did years ago, even though it's in Creole. If you speak Creole, you should watch this class. I did it back in 2023. I spoke about how 1803 was similar to 2023. What I was referring to is the different faction of gangs that still exist today in Haiti, and the brigade that exists also in Haiti. It's the same thing that was going on back then, because back then you had the mulattoes. They had certain black people that was that they armed to protect, whatever agenda that they had. You could consider these black people as gang. And you have the royalists. They had armed black people as well for their agenda. And you have the Grand Planteur. The Grand Planteur, they wanted to separate from France and have Haiti for themselves, similar to what America did with England. They had black people that they armed for their agenda. So what happened after they captured Toussaint Louverture? What happened after they captured Toussaint Louverture is that they realized Leclerc coming to Haiti, it was to reduce us back to slavery, because Haiti had not been enslaved since 1794. Since 1794, slavery was abolished in Haiti. However, the system of slavery was intact, because they made Toussaint Louverture général en chef. All right, they made Toussaint Louverture the general of Haiti. Why? Because it was easier to colonize our people by giving us a black face. But Toussaint Louverture was still working for France. You understand what I'm saying? This is why when they arrested Toussaint Louverture, they really kidnapped him. But when they arrested him, it was a legal arrest. Why? Because they arrested him for what? Who can tell me what was the charge in the chart real quick? What was the charge that they gave Toussaint Louverture when he was kidnapped? What was the charge? Give me the answer real quick on TikTok. What was the charge? What was the charge? And Toussaint Louverture begged for his life too, man. I got to make a class for this. He begged for this class for his life, for his freedom, because he believed so much in the French. And it is sad when you look at the record. It is sad. This is what Jean-Jacques Dessalines said. I'm not like my predecessor. I'm not like him. The one that came before me, I'm not like him. What was the charge that the French government under Napoleon used to kidnap Toussaint Louverture? Someone write it in the chat. Somebody write it in the chat. What was the charge? What was the charge? What did they charge Toussaint Louverture with? Kounya m'entendo bien. Really? Ou ba tande bien tout temps t'a parlé là yo? Treason. Daga ou soumel. Dega. Dega qui dit ça. Treason. All right? It was treason. Why would they charge Toussaint Louverture with treason? The only way you could be charged with treason, right? If I call you en traite, je nous dis en créole. If I charge you of treason, it's because you and I are working together, and you go behind my back, you do something behind my back. That's what they charged Toussaint Louverture with, because Toussaint Louverture was such a genius, a military genius. They couldn't trust him. They couldn't trust Toussaint Louverture. So they charged him with treason, because after the 1801 Constitution, they felt like this Negro right here, he's trying to separate himself from the motherland, so to speak. This is how white people see it. I don't see it like that. I don't see France as the motherland. All right? Don't chop this up and say, I'm saying that France is our motherland. But in the white man's head, this is what he's saying. Toussaint Louverture came out with the 1801 Constitution. Why? Because he wanted the island, because don't forget, France made him Governor General of the island of Haiti, because he did so much for the French Empire. When we read about the Haitian, kicking England out, guess who did it? It was Toussaint Louverture and his army. Jean-Jacques Dessalines was his lieutenant, right? Jean-Jacques Dessalines was his right-hand man, was the next man under Toussaint Louverture. This is why when they kidnapped him, what Jean-Jacques Dessalines did was gather all the so-called gangs, all the brigade, right? And got them together. All the rebels, he got all of them together, and they recognized them as the supreme leader. That's what happened in May 1803. They sell it to us as Haitian Flag Day today. A few days ago, we were celebrating Haitian Flag Day. It had nothing to do with Haitian flag. Because when you go and look in the 1805 Constitution, our flag is not even blue and red, it's black and red. And the coat of arms that we have is not the original coat of arms. We're looking at the original coat of arms right here. So Toussaint Louverture was charged with treason. Why? Because he was working for the French. And at some point, they felt like he was trying to get Haiti independent, Saint-Domingue at the time, independent from France, even though his 1801 Constitution says that we are Frenchmen. That's what it says. So if it was for Toussaint Louverture, we would have still been under the so-called motherland, France. Now, why is this important that I'm showing you Jean-Jacques Dessalines coat of arms saying, by the grace of God? The reason is because we need to seek, Now let's get to some scriptures, right? Let's get to some scriptures. We're going to go in Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 16. Hold up. I had it right here. Where did it go? All right, let's get it real quick. Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 16. Now, what does it say? When you look in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6, verse 16, it says what? Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways. All right, this is what the Most High God is saying. Stand ye in the ways. Now, look at the different ways. Look at the different paths. Look at the paths that our oppressors says give us our independence, which is voodoo. That's what they say. They say voodoo give us our independence. When you look at the early 1900s, they were creating so many movies about the Haitians, man. This is how throughout the world people know Haitians as practitioners of voodoo. It had nothing to do with us. It had everything to do with the oppressor painting us as practitioners of voodoo, because witchcraft is practiced in Santo Domingo. The Dominican practice it, right? With the Santeria. The Cuban does it, right? Even the Mexican do it. The Puerto Rican. Like all of us, we practice some type of voodoo, witchcraft, sorcery, but they were painting the Haitians. The Haitians became the poster, country for practitioners of voodoo. Why? Because our record lead us to the path that truly got us our independence. Our record lead us to know what was our forefathers. What were they talking about? What did they say? What was Jean-Jacques Dessalines saying? Was Jean-Jacques Dessalines saying, by the grace of voodoo? Is that what he was saying? No. He was saying by the grace of God. That's why when you look in America, America was learning. This is why America is a great, country that it is today, the number one superpower that it is today. Why? Because America was looking at all the mistakes that Spain was doing and France was doing, and they were learning. And they were the last one to free their slaves. While England freed their slaves, 100 years prior, right? While France, was, so-called educating the Haitians, certain Haitian group that they made, put them in a position of power, America was taking lessons. And what did America do right after the Haitian independence? Let me see who can tell me this. Right after the Haitian independence, right? Right after Jean-Jacques Dessalines made Haiti an empire in 1805, what did America do with the Bible? They did something specific with the Bible. What is it that they did? Somebody give me the answer in the chat. They did something specific. Let me see who can give me that answer. Let me see who can give me the answer. America did something specific with the Bible. What is it? What is it that America did with the Bible right after the Haitian gained their independence in 1804? We came up with the Constitution in 1805. Who can tell me what America did? Who can tell me what America did? Somebody give me the answer before I give it to y'all. What did America do? Because these people, they were wiser than the French. They were wiser than the French, than Spain. This is why they uprooted them out of the landmass of America. This is why they got the Louisiana Purchase. This is why. Who can tell me? All right, I'm going to have to give it to y'all. Right? I'm going to have to give it to y'all. Nobody? Let me check YouTube real quick. Let me check YouTube. All right. Your post Mason say your post. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Mason. All right. Hey, Shalom, Yabashim, Yah Shabrakata. Young Man Charles, what's going on, man? I see you on YouTube. What's going on? The book, I don't know. What's the name of the book? Oh, the book is called Dictionary of the Haitian Revolution. Francois Rock. You got to look. It's hard to find. It's hard to find this book, priest. I mean, young man, it's really hard to find. Francois Rock. You got to type Francois, Francois, Rock, ROC. Haitian Dictionary of the Haitian Revolution, Francois Rock. That's the name of the book that I just brought out. All right. Okay, so I'm going to give it to y'all. In 1807, right after we gained our independence, you know what America did? America came up with the slave Bible. That's what they did. Why they did that? Why would they come up with a slave Bible? The reason is because when these slaves, when these Negroes, not these Africans, when they were reading the Bible, they realized something, man. They realized that they were the Israelites and the oppressor was the Egyptians, man. That's what they realized. They realized that they had to have an exodus. And this is why America came up with the slave Bible, because they had to figure a way out. How are we going to pacify these slaves? We can't let them read the Bible. We can't let them read Exodus. We can't let them read Deuteronomy. This is why it is such, you know, I don't know the best word I could use to describe how insignificant people who are saying that the white man wrote the Bible are. They are so ignorant. While the oppressor, let me be careful with that word on TikTok, right? While the oppressor is looking at the Haitians, what they did in 1804, right? What they doing throughout 1805, 1806. America is saying, you know what? We need to figure out how are we going to pacify our slave on this landmass so that what happened in Haiti do not happen over here. So that what's happening in Haiti don't spread over here in the America. We coming up with the slave Bible, man. We getting rid of Exodus. We getting rid of Deuteronomy. We getting rid of everything of the Maccabees. We getting rid of everything that is revolutionary in the Bible. You know what we're gonna leave them with? We're gonna leave them with some Psalms, not all Psalms. You can't leave Psalm 137 in the slave Bible. We're gonna leave them with some Psalms, some Proverbs. You know, certain things. You know that says to love your master. Some pacifying scriptures. That's what America did. That's what they did. You know why? Because they want to make sure we don't follow the path that lead us to our heritage, that lead us to God. That's what America did. Let's get back to the scripture, right? Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 16. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the old paths. So look at all the different ways, right? Look at all the different paths. And guess what you're going to do? Ask for the old paths, all right? Ask for the old path. What is the path? Salakia. Salakia for that, all right? Where is the good way? So as you look at all these different paths, you look at the voodoo path that our oppressor says got us our independence. You look at Christianity. You look at, you know, Egyptology. You look at all these paths. Where is the good way? Where is it? And walk therein. That's what we are supposed to do as a people. If we want to follow truly our heritage, we need to look at all these different paths and ask ourselves, where is the good way? And we need to walk therein. And ye shall find rest for your souls. You know why it says we're going to find rest for our souls? Because we have not been at rest ever since we've been under our oppressors. We have not been at rest. We've been going to trials and tribulation. We've been oppressed. Even today in 2026, when we don't have no chains in our hands, no chains on our feet, we are still going to trials and tribulation. We still have a vagabond that is ruling over us. We have a PDF. All right. We have a PDF that is ruling over us. Look at the supreme leader of America today. That is a man that was raping little children, and he's the one that's ruling over us. We are a people that's not at rest, man. But they say we will not walk therein. But what do we say as a people? We're not going to walk in the old path. We're not going to walk in there. Why would we walk in the old path? And this is the reason why we cannot get to the power that belongs to us. Because we looking elsewhere. We're looking somewhere else for our power. Meanwhile, our power is where? Our power is in the scriptures. When you look at the Act of Independence, the 1805 Constitution, you will see that these men that got us our independence, you will see what they believed in. They did not believe in voodoo. They were not practicing voodoo. And this is the reason why today we are under our oppressors. We are under our oppressors. Why? Because we let go of God. We let go of the path that is supposed to free us from our oppressors. This is why it is important for us to know our heritage. All right. It is important for us to know our heritage because we've lost it. Now, let me give you another scripture. All right. Before we start talking specifically about the Levi. All right. Give me 1 second. We're going to go to the book of Jeremiah. All right. Well, we're going to stay in the book of Jeremiah 17:4. All right. Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4. What does it say? KJV. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I give thee. This is why us Haitians today, we believe that we are descendant of Africans. This is the reason why. Because we have discontinued from our heritage. Why? Because the old path, the good way that we are supposed to follow, we are not following it. And because of that, we are detached from God. We are detached from our power. And as a result, we've discontinued from our heritage. Now, the oppressor give us a heritage. They give us a heritage. Now, we from, I don't know, the Dahomey tribe. That's where we from now. Now, we from some African tribe. Now, we are practitioners of voodoo. We need to get back to voodoo. Why? The oppressor gives you your heritage. The oppressor told you, your forefathers, they told you Boukman and them and Biassou and Toussaint Louverture, they was drinking pig's blood on August 14, 1791. That's how you got your independence. That's how you got free. Now, the oppressor gives you your heritage. They give you your culture. They give you your language. They decide what you are to become. That's what happened when you lost your mind, when you lost your identity, when you don't follow the path that God says to follow. Let's read that again from the top. Jeremiah 17:4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage that I give thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. This is what happened to us. This is how the Haitians today, this is how we today do not know who the hell we are. Now let's go to the book of Exodus. All right. Let's look at the heritage, man, that belongs to us as a people. We're gonna go to the book of Exodus, chapter 32. Let's start at verse 26. You know, in the ISUPK, we teach that the Haitians are the tribe of Levi in the Bible, right? Moses today, Aaron today, these men, they would have been considered Eleazar. These men would have been considered Zos. That's what they would have been considered today. They would have been considered Haitians today. Why? Because the Haitians, we are from the tribe of Levi, man, and we had an important heritage, man. We still do. We still do. Let's go through it. The book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 26. Now you know the story, right? When the Most High was giving, when Moses went to the mountain and was receiving the law from the Most High, he took so long. What happened to the people, man? What happened to the Haitians? Well, let me not say the Haitians, because there's something specific that happened in that chapter, which is the reason why we ended up having the position that we had in Israel at one point. But what happened to the people, man? The people they threw a party because they miss Egypt so much. They miss Egypt so much while Moses is over there taking too long. Now we are free from the oppression of the Egyptians. We want to go back to Egypt spiritually. We want to go back to Egypt. You know what, Aaron? We need to build a golden calf. That's what we need to do, man. We need to create this God that we had in Egypt. That's what we're going to do. That's exactly what happened when you read in the earlier verses, right? Now, let's read from verse 26 on. Then Moses stood in the gate of the camp. Let me start. Let me start before, all right? Because there's a lesson that we need to learn from this. Let me get it from verse 17. So after everything that we spoke about with the people partying and, building a golden calf, now Aaron allowed it to happen. Why? Because he was under pressure. And this is something you cannot do as a leader. As a leader, you can't let the people lead you. You can't do the will of the people. You are not here to do the will of the people. Just because the people want you to talk about, Egypt, they want you to build a golden calf. You're not going to follow the lead of the people. You are supposed to lead the people. So it doesn't matter what the people want. The people want what's popular. That's what happened today. The people want what's popular. The people want what's popping. You are supposed to do the will of the Most High, whether the people like it or not, because you are leading the people. The sheep are not leading the shepherd. The shepherd is leading the sheep. And this was Aaron's mistake, all right, by letting the people rule over him. That's exactly what happened. Now, and when Joshua heard the noise of the people as they shouted, he said unto Moses, there is a noise of war in the camp. Verse 18. And he said, it is not the voice of them that shout for mastery, neither is it the voice of them that cry for being overcome, but the noise of them that sing do I hear. It's not a voice of war. This is people just partying, enjoying themselves. That's what's happening, because Joshua is saying there is a noise of war. Moses say, nah, I don't hear people that's being overcome by an enemy. What I'm hearing is people partying. What I'm hearing is shawa pete shawa. What I'm hearing is rabo die. That's what I'm hearing. What I'm hearing is YOLO, you only live once. That's what I'm hearing. Verse 19. And it came to pass, as soon as he came nigh unto the camp, that he saw the calf and the dancing, and Moses' anger waxed hot. So he saw the people enjoying themselves, and he saw the idol. All right, he saw the calf. And Moses' anger waxed hot, and he cast the tables out of his hands and brake them beneath the mount. Verse 20. And he took the calf which they had made and burnt it in the fire and ground it to powder and strawed it upon the water and made the children of Israel drink of it. Verse 21. And Moses said unto Aaron, what did this people unto thee, that thou hast brought so great a sin upon them? So Moses is like, yo, what is it that these people did to you that, you brought this sin upon us as a nation, right? Verse 22, and Aaron said, let not the anger of my Lord wax hot. Thou knowest the people, that they are set on mischief, man. You know the people, man. Don't be angry at me. You know how our people are. You know how our people are. Verse 23, for they said unto me, make us gods, which shall go before us. For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him. Okay, so because Moses took so long, they're like, we don't know what happened to Moses. You know what? We need some gods from Egypt. All right? We don't know what the hell happened to Moses because he's taking too long. Even though he just got us out of Egypt. He just got us out of Egypt, but he's taking too long on that mountain. He just got us out of oppression, but he's taking too long. So F him. Let's create an Egyptian idol. Verse 24. And I said unto them, whosoever have any gold, let them break it off. So they gave it to me. Then I cast it into the fire, and there came out this calf. Verse 25. And when Moses saw that the people were naked, all right, because they were sinning, all right, like he says in the book of Ecclesiasticus, I believe chapter 4, all right, there is a shame that bringeth forth sin and nakedness. All right. So when you are sinning, you are naked. All right. This is what happened to Adam and Eve in the garden. They were naked because they were ashamed of their sin. Now let's keep going. Moses saw that the people were naked, for Aaron had made them naked unto their shame among their enemies. Verse 26. Then Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, who is on the Lord's side? Let him come unto me. And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto him. This is important, man, because you see this action right here. This action, this is the sons of Levi. This is the Zos. This is the Haitians today, right? This is our story, man. This is our heritage. And you're going to see from this point on what position we're going to hold in Israel. We held an important position in Israel, man. This is why today we are at the point that we are in today. We are in the condition that we are in today because we were chosen out of the 12 tribes of Israel. We're going to get to the scriptures. Let's go. Then Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, who is on the Lord's side? Let him come unto me. And all the sons of Levi and all TikTok, leave me alone, TikTok. And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto him. All right. Put some comment in the chat on TikTok. All right, Baba Kashar. Thank you. All right. Mettez commenter in the chat now sur TikTok. All right. Put good live. So TikTok don't end this live for no reason. Verse 27. And he said unto them, thus saith the Lord God of Israel, put every man his sword by his side and go in and out from gate to gate throughout the camp and slay every man his brother and every man his companion and every man his neighbor. Now, this is what happened when you're trying to get us to be attached to our oppressor's way of life. You get slayed. This is why Christ is so important today, man. Christ is so important today. Like people who don't believe in Christ, they don't understand what they are asking for. They don't understand. You do not understand what you are asking for. When you celebrate, all the oppressors' holidays, you asking the Most High God to slay you. That's what you are asking for, not believing in our King, Yahushua Mashiach, that we call ignorantly Jesus Christ. All right? So this is the order that is giving. So, okay, you want to worship an Egyptian god after you got out of slavery, out of Egypt, no sweat. All of y'all need to be unalive. All right, verse 28. And the children of Levi did according to the word of God. To the word of Moses. All right. And there fell of the people that day about 3,000 men. Y'all wanted to party to an Egyptian god, right? Well, this is what's going to happen to you. Verse 29. For Moses have said, consecrate yourself today to the Lord. All right. So the Levi became a set apart, so-called, we could say, tribe. All right. They were not considered a tribe because they did not receive land. All right. Out of all the tribes, they did not receive any land because they had an important position in the nation of Israel where they were at every single tribe portion. Even every man upon his son, we're going to get to those scriptures, and upon his brother, that they may bestow upon you a blessing this day. All right. So now let's go to the book of Exodus. We're gonna stay in Exodus. Let's go to chapter 33. All right, chapter 33. Let's start at verse 9. And it came to pass when Moses went out tabernacle that all the people rose up and stood every man. All right, verse 9. And it came to pass as Moses entered into the tabernacle, the cloudy pillar descended and stood at the door of the tabernacle, and the Lord talked with Moses, and all the people saw the cloudy pillar stand at the tabernacle door. And all the people rose up and worshiped every man in his tent door. And the Lord spake to Moses, we're in verse 11, face to face, as a man speaketh unto his friend. And he turned again. This is because of the glory of the Most High. All right. Because some people misinterpret this and they're going to tell you, well, the Bible says no man have saw, God face to face. But this scripture says Moses saw the Most High face to face. You don't understand context. All right. This is Moses seeing the Most High's glory. And he turned again into the camp. But his servant Joshua, the son of Nun, a young man, departed not out of the tabernacle. Verse 12, and Moses said unto the Lord, see, thou sayest unto me, bring us this people, and thou hast not let me know whom thou wilt send with me. Yet thou hast said, I know thee by name, and thou hast also found grace in my sight. All right. Now, therefore, I pray thee, if I have found grace in thy sight, show me now thy way that I may know thee, that I may find grace in the sight, and consider that this nation is thy people. And he said, my presence shall go with thee, and I will give thee rest. Now, this is not the scripture that I wanted, Salakia. Numbers, Salakia. I need Numbers. All right, let's go to Numbers chapter 3. That's what I need. Numbers chapter 3. All right, we starting at verse 12. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 12, and I behold, I have taken the Levites from among the children of Israel. This is what I was saying earlier, right? The Most High chose the children of Israel. Now, out of the children of Israel, the Most High is choosing the Levite. Out of the 12 tribes, out of the 12 sons of Jacob, the Most High is choosing the Haitians out of all the 12. He chose the Haitians, the Levites, right? And I, behold, have taken the Levites from among the children of Israel instead of all the firstborn that opened the matrix among the children of Israel. So out of the firstborn that comes out the womb, right? The Most High was supposed to take the firstborn, any tribe. It did not matter, because we are supposed to be a nation of priests and kings. That's what we are supposed to be. But because of this action that the Levite did, that we read in Exodus chapter 32, when all the people were partying and celebrating and created this calf and worshiping this idol from Egypt, while Moses tarried in the mountain, when Moses came down and said, who is on the Lord's side? And the Levites showed up for the Most High. The Levites were on the Lord's side. Because of this action, this is why we are reading this right now, right? So you get the context why the Levite became the priest. They became the priest because of this. They were chosen out of the chosen because of this. This is Haitian heritage in the Bible. Verse 12, and I behold, I have taken the Levites from among the children of Israel instead of all the firstborn that openeth the matrix among the children of Israel. So instead of choosing the firstborn of whatever tribe, I'm choosing the Levites. The Levites, you are going to have this position. Therefore, the Levites shall be mine, even though the 12 tribes of Israel are the Most High. But he chose the Levites out of the 12 tribes of Israel for a specific reason. Verse 13, because all the firstborn are mine, for on the day that I smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, because the Egyptian wanted to unalive all the firstborn son of any Israelite woman. This is why this curse came upon the Egyptians, right? For on the day that I smote Or you can read that in Exodus. And all the day that I smote all the firstborn of the land of Egypt are hallowed unto me, all the firstborn in Israel, both man and beast. Mine shall they be. I am the Lord. Verse 14. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, in the wilderness of Sinai, saying, number the children of Levi after the house of their fathers by their families. Number the children of the Haitians. All right. You could literally take Levi out of here and put Haitians. Thus says the Most High. Because why? The Haitians, we are the tribe of Levi, man. We are the tribe of Levi out of the Bible. This is our heritage. This is who we are. Don't listen to nobody that's trying to push this voodoo on you, this Egyptology on you, this Anunnaki on you, this what they say the Bible copy from the 12 zodiac signs. The sun is Jesus, and the 12 zodiac signs are the 12 disciples. Don't listen to none of that foolishness, man. These people don't know what the hell they're talking about. The Haitians, we are the tribe of Levi, man. All right. The Bible is our record. The Bible is our heritage, man. That's what it is. Number the children of Levi after the house of their fathers by their families, every male from a month old and upward shalt thou number. Verse 16. And Moses numbered them according to the word of the Lord, as he had commanded. Okay. As he had. These were the sons of Levi by their names. Now he's going to run the sons of Levi by their name, right? You could read that on your own. Now let's go to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 10. All right, we're going to this record for a reason. Then we're going to go to Malachi to show you what the hell happened. What the hell happened to us? How did Jeremiah 17:4 came about? If the Haitians, we were the chosen out of the chosen, what the hell happened to us as a people, man? It is recorded in the Bible. The Bible tells us everything that's happening to us today. Let's read the book of Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 8. At that time, the Lord separated the tribe of Levi. Hold on. Let me read. Hey, Bayan, Shalom, Yabashim, Yashabakata. What's going on? Fazada 1, ISUPK, Department C there. Shalom. Yabashim, Yashabakata. All right, let me check the YouTube real quick. See if I have any comment I need to pay attention to. And we're getting back to the scriptures. Salakia. Shalom, Yabashim, Yashabakata. Barakia Allah, what's going on, priest? I put the link in the chat. If you want to jump in, you could jump in. All right, I put it in the WhatsApp chat. All right, let me look at TikTok real quick. So like it. All right, let's get back to the scripture. Deuteronomy chapter 10. So like it. All right, Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 8. At that time, the Lord separated the tribe of Levi. The Lord separated the Haitians to bear the ark of the covenant of the land. The ark of the covenant, man. Now we got the Ethiopians that's, making a fool out of not just our people, out of the world, saying that they got the Ark of the Covenant. When you read of the book of Maccabees, man, nobody knows where the Ark of the Covenant is. It tells you that in the book of Maccabees. This is something, man. This is a treasure to Israel that we only going to get when our King Yahweh Shah Mashiach return. All right. Nobody knows where the Ark of the Covenant is. It tells you this in the book of Maccabees. Even though the Egyptians, not the Egyptians, like the Ethiopians are trying to say they got the Ark of the Covenant. They do not have the Ark of the Covenant. The Ark of the Covenant, man, is this box that had the staff of Moses. It had, man, when I tell you it is a treasure of Israel, it is the evidence of not only our oppression in Egypt, but our exodus from this empire that our current oppressors copy from. All right, that is the Ark of the Covenant. So what it says here, at that time, the Lord separated the tribe of Levi to bear the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord. That is an enormous responsibility that we had as a people. All right. The Levite, the Haitians were basically the mediator between God and the people. All right. That was our position. We were literally the mediator between God and the people. The sacrifice had to be made to the sons of Levi. All right. Let's go back. At that time, the Lord separated the tribe of Levi to bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord, to stand before the Lord, to minister unto him, and to bless in his name unto this day. And we were supposed to minister unto the Most High God. And we did. We did. Wherefore, Levi had no part nor inheritance. This is what I said earlier. They did not receive no land. Why? Because their inheritance was the service of God. That was your responsibility. You are the mediator between God and the people. That's your inheritance. This is why Levi was among all the tribes, right? Levi was among all the tribes. You can find Haitians in all of the tribes. Even today, even literally today, you're going to find Haitians everywhere among all the tribes. Well, that's how it was back then, because we did not have an inheritance. We did not have land. All right. All the tribes received land. What did the Haitian receive? We received the burden to minister unto God. We received the burden to bear the ark of the covenant. We received the burden to do the sacrifices for the people, to receive the sacrifices unto the God of Israel. That was our responsibility, which is a heavy burden. Let's read that from the top. At that time, the Lord separated the tribe of Levi to bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord, to stand before the Lord, to minister unto him, and to bless in his name unto this day. Wherefore Levi have no part for nor inheritance with his brethren. The Lord is his inheritance, according as the Lord thy God promised him. And I stayed, we in verse 10, in the mount according to the first time, 40 days and 40 nights, and the Lord hearkened unto me at that time also, and the Lord will not destroy thee. So what the hell happened? What the hell happened to the Haitians, man? What the hell happened to the Haitians? How come we went from this that we are reading to what we have become today? How did this happen? How did it happen? You know how it happened? Disobedience. This is how the hell it happened. So now let's go to the book of Malachi. All right. We're going to end the class by 8:30 because I got to make it to the general's class. This class, I'm going to do it in Creole. All right. We're going to go through all the scriptures because I didn't get to go through these scriptures that I'm going through right now yesterday because we started taking questions. And, you know, once we start taking questions, you know, it's a wrap. Salakia. We're going to go to the book of Malachi, chapter 2. What the hell? Come on. Come on. How you doing this? All right. I don't know what is Malachi 2. What's this about? It's weird. All right, let's start from verse 1. The book of Malachi, chapter 2, verse 1. And now, O ye priests, this commandment is for you. Now, this is specifically to the tribes of Levi. This is specifically to the priests. Verse 2, if you will not hear, and if you will not lay it to heart to give glory unto my name, saith the Lord of hosts, I will even send a curse upon you, and I will curse your blessings. Yea, I have cursed them already, because ye do not lay it to heart. Verse 3, behold, I will corrupt your seed and spread dung upon your faces, even the dung of your solemn feasts, and one shall take you away with it. Verse 4, and ye shall know that I have sent this commandment unto you, that my covenant might be with Levi, saith the Lord of hosts. My covenant was with him of life and peace, and I gave them to him for the fear wherewith he feared me, and was afraid before thy name. Man, when I tell you we had a high position in Israel, but what happened? All Israel have sinned. This is why our King Yahweh Shah Mashiach is so crucial today. All right? Because the thing that's happening to our people today, man, we deserve to be slayed by the sword immediately. The stuff that we are partaking in, all right? It is a good thing that the ministry of unaliving is no longer in action. And now we have the ministry of life, which is under our King Yahweh Shah Mashiach. So now when you look in verse, where does it says this? Dung, verse 3. I will put dung in your face. There you go. Verse 3. When you look in verse 3, right? This is not literal. Look at what's happening in Haiti today. What's happening in Haiti today, we could literally read it right here. Let me read it again. We in Malachi chapter 2, verse 3. Behold, I will corrupt your seed. This is what we are seeing in the Haitian community. We are a people that was the mediator between God and the children of Israel. Now look at our children today. Look at our sons and our daughters today. Look at the condition of the Haitians today, and spread dung on your faces. Dung is shit. This is what's happening. We literally, we can say in a metaphorical way, have shit all over our face as a nation. This is why you can see the other nations just, laughing at us, even though we are the so-called first nation, independent nation that got our independence. But look at us today. Look at us. Look how y'all passing una bêtise, man. They making a mockery out of the Haitians. We got dung all over our faces as a nation. Why? Because we had a high position in Israel, and instead, just like not Moses, just like Aaron did, instead of correcting the people, what did we do? We went and did the exact same thing that the rest of the people were doing. That you cannot do as a leader, man. You cannot follow the crowd as a leader. As the people who are in the position that you are in, that the Most High put us in this position. Today, we got this truth because of the Most High's power, man. This is why we got this truth, because our righteousness is as a filthy rag. Our righteousness don't mean nothing, man. We got this righteousness because of the Most High power, and we are not to deviate from it because of the people, because the people don't like it, because the people want to do something else. The people want to talk about something else. The hell with what the people want to talk about. The hell with what the people want to do. The hell with how the people want it. You are the leader. You have a position to lead the people to the path that's going to get us salvation. All right? By the grace of God, like he says in Titus, man, I think Titus 2 says, by the grace of God, we'll receive the salvation of God, man. And salvation is to be saved from our oppressors. And as the Levites, right, our position as a people was not to disconnect from the Most High God. And today, as a people, what we have to do, like it says in the book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 4, all that was written aforetime was written for our learning. All right. Now, we are a nation of priests. This is why in the ISUPK, not just Haitians are here as priests. We got Issacharites as priests. We have Dominicans as priests. We have Puerto Ricans, because this is what was intended from the beginning. A nation of priests. That's what we were supposed to be. But because of the disobedience of the people, and because the Levites are the one who attached themselves to the Most High, who feared the Most High, when Moses said, who is on the side of the Lord in Exodus chapter 32? This is the reason why we had this position. but we blew it just like the rest of Israel. All right. This is why today we have dung on our faces. All right. Nous gen caca dans figi nous comme une nation. All right. Say it in Creole real quick. Even the dung of your solemn feast, and one shall take you away with it. Verse 4. And ye shall know that I have sent this commandment unto you. What's happening to us today, we got to know. This is the Most High God doing. The Most High is doing what's happening to us today. So how do we reverse it? We reverse it by returning to the Most High God. That's how we reverse it. Because the same way the Most High made us go in captivity under our oppressors is the same way the Most High is going to cause our oppressors to become our captives. Who's going to do it? God is going to do it. Who caused us to be enslaved by the oppressors? God, because of our disobedience. All right. This is why Christians, they can't understand this. They can't understand when we say white people are going to be our servants and domestic. But they could understand that we were white people, or we still are today. We are their servants. All right. Let's keep going. Verse 5, my covenant was with him of life and peace, and I give them, this is what we read earlier in Numbers, the Most High chose the children of Israel out, not the children of Israel. The Most High chose the tribe of Levi out of the 12 tribes to bear the ark of the covenant, to minister unto him. So that covenant was with Levi of life and peace, and I give them to him for the fear wherewith he feared me, because we feared the Most High. All right. Out of all the other men who were partying and, living their best lives and worshiping the cow, we feared the Most High and said, you know what? We're gonna go to the side. Matter of fact, the officer in Haiti, Tazadawan, his name, that's exactly what's his name mean. His name came from this, Exodus 32. The side, he chose the side of the Most High, Tazad. When you look at the letter Tazad, which means side in the Hebrew. Malheureusement, Internet ne va permettre moi suivre live. Pas un problème, Tazadawan. Pas un problème. N'a pas live encore dimanche. Lawanda, fact, shalom, yabashim yashabrakata. All right. That's exactly what Tazadawan's name means. All right. He chose the side of the Most High. All right. Tazadawan. Most High in Christ for that. All right. Because Tazadawan, he was a Christian pastor for 20 years. He heard the interview I did on Blocus 22 years. I said 22 years ago. Damn. In 2022, I think I did that interview on Blocus TV in Haiti. He heard that interview, and for 2 hours, he said he learned so much in 2 hours that he never learned in the 20 years that he was in the Christian church. And this brother let go. As a Christian pastor, he let go of his responsibilities that he had in the church to become a young man in the ISUPK. And now he is an officer of 50 in the ISUPK. Officer Tazadawan. Why? Because he chose the Most High God. He didn't choose the Christian church because he realized he spent 20 years in the Christian church and he had learned nothing. And he spent 2 hours watching us on an interview that we did on Blocus TV, and he learned more in 2 hours than he learned in 20 years in the church, which is ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. If y'all haven't seen this interview, y'all speak Creole, y'all should definitely watch that interview. All right. Matter of fact, I might post it on the Haiti channel. All right, for people who never seen it. All right, because we still have a lot of our people to reach, man. We still have a lot of Israelite to reach. All right. Where were we? We were in verse 5, right? And I gave them to him for the fear wherewith he feared me and was afraid before my name. Verse 6, the law of truth was in his mouth and iniquity was not found in his lips. So now today, what can we learn from this? What we can learn from this is that as a people, right? Now, this is the holy of the holy. This is the holy. This is the separate of the separate, the tribe of Levi. What do we learn? Why Levi have done, why the Haitians have done in their faces today. It says truth was in his mouth. So what happened? Lie started to come out of our mouths. That's what happened. And iniquity was not found in his lips. We were not sinning, man. And we were not saying corrupt conversation. We were not having corrupt conversation. You know what's corrupt conversation? Voodoo give us our independence. That is corrupt conversation. You know what's corrupt conversation? Corrupt conversation is, the white man give us this Bible, man. That is corrupt conversation, man. That is corrupt conversation. Iniquity was not found in the lips of Levi. Now, Levi is gonna tell you, man, we need to get back to the voodoo, man. We need to do another Bwakaima. Why don't y'all do it? Why don't we do another Bwakaima? Because in 1791, we had to hide to do a Bwakaima. You mean to tell me in 2026, with all the freedom that you have now to practice your voodoo, you can't do another Bwakaima to get Eric Prince out of Haiti? You can do that? You can do another Bwakaima, to dismantle the gangs that are following the oppressors? You can do another Bwakaima. You know why? Because Bwakaima is fake. It's fake. And now what's coming out of our lips is iniquity. So we can learn from this, because lies should not come out of our mouth. Why? Because the truth was in his mouth. Iniquity was not found in his lips. That's what we got to get back to. That is the old path. That was the right way, because there are many paths. But which one is the good way? This is the path that is the good way. And we need to walk therein. Like it says here in verse 6, he walked with me in peace and equity, and did turn many away from iniquity. And this is the work that we are doing here in the ISUPK as a nation of priests now. We're not just Levites now. Now we are a nation of priests because of our King, Yahweh Shah Mashiach, under the order of Melchizedek. All right? Which is Christ. Because we're not under the the Levitical priesthood anymore. If we were, we would have some Levite just slaying every last one of us, majority of us. All right, verse 7, for the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth. All right, so now what do you hear people that are in a prominent position, man? People that are in a prominent position in the Haitian community, what the hell are they talking about? They're not talking about nothing godly. They're not talking about nothing that's going to lead us to the path to get our heritage, man, to get our culture back, to get our language back, to get the laws that are going to protect us from the beasts of the field, which are the Aped, the Meuse, the Accra, the Bijo, the Dimitri Vob, the Abinader, the Clinton, the Donald Trump. They're not leading us to the path that's going to protect us, that's going to create that barrier, that's going to create the gate of protection that we need as a nation. On the contrary, they are leading us to the wolves. That's what they are doing. The prominent men in the Levite community, in the Haitian community. Let's read that again. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge. Now listen to these, pastors today. Listen to, what's his name? Gregory Toussaint. Listen to, Pastor Ahmed. These men don't have no knowledge of God. They are not men of God. You could just look at them and see they are not men of God. Why? Because they have the oppressor's imprint all over their countenance. All over their countenance, they have the oppressor's imprint. This is why they shave their beard. They shave their hair. They have shape-ups. They don't have their culture. They don't have the fringes. They don't have the spirit of war that we are supposed to have as men who are following the Most High, who is a man of war. How could you be following the God of Israel and your countenance is weak? Your countenance is effeminate. You know why? Because there's no knowledge in you. There's no knowledge in this priest, man, in these pastors that we have in the Haitian community. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth. You're supposed to go to Pastor Gregory Toussaint and learn about the law, man, and learn about what you should be doing. Learn about your culture. Learn about your apparel, the garments that you should be rocking. You know, learn about the fleur de lis. Where's the fleur de lis that I had here? You know, we're gonna read that in the book of Second Esdras. You know, learn about, you know, what we are. Matter of fact, learn about the feast, you know, of first fruits that is approaching. We are going to celebrate on Sunday, sundown. All right, we're supposed to go to these pastors to get the knowledge of God, but they're not teaching us the knowledge of God. I bet you nobody in the Christian church are going to celebrate the feast of first fruits. They're not. But they love the prophets, though. They love Nehemiah. They love Ezekiel. They love Jeremiah. They love Moses, but they don't love the law of God. You know why? Because we worship God with our mouth, not in action. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth. For he is the messenger of the Lord of hosts. That was Levi's position, man. That was the Haitians. The Haitian position, nous ta dwe want chrétien yo kan. Bayan say, nous ta dwe want, you know. For he is the messenger of the Lord of hosts, but ye are departed out of the way. This is what happened to the Haitians, man. This is why we lost our heritage. Like it says in Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4. We have discontinued our heritage. Why? Because we departed out of the way. Ye have caused many to stumble at the law. Ye have corrupted the covenant of Levi, saith the Lord of hosts. Therefore, I have also made you contemptible and base. Contemptible meaning, you know, worthless. All right. And base before all the people. So before all the people, we are at the bottom, man. We are base before all the people, according as ye have not kept my ways, but have been partial in the law. We didn't keep the ways of the Most High. That's what happened to the Haitians, man. That's what happened to the Haitians. That's why the Haitians are in the condition that we are in today. We are base. We are at the bottom among all the people, man. Before everybody else, we are at the bottom because we departed from our position. We were the messenger of God, man. We were the mediator between God and the children of Israel. That was our position. Today, we want to go practice some voodoo shit that have nothing to do. You can't find no trace of voodoo in the document that founded the country of Haiti, man. In the document that founded the empire of Haiti. You're not going to find. You know what you're going to find, though? You're going to find by the grace of God. You're going to find that there is nothing that's going to be done on this island that's not going to be done by the grace of God, according to the Haitian Constitution, the 1805 Haitian Constitution. This is why it's important for our oppressors in the Americas. That's what the Americans did. In 1807, they said, oh, hell no, man. Hell no. We got to alter this Bible because they're a Christian country. They couldn't get rid of the Bible. They say, you know what? We're going to give these slaves a slave Bible. We're going to create a slave Bible because we cannot let them read what the Haitians read. We can't let our slaves read Exodus. We can't let them slaves read Deuteronomy. We can't let our slaves read the book of Maccabees. We can't let them read that. That's why they came up with the slave Bible, 1807. It had everything to do with what we did in Haiti. What does that show you? That showed you something specific. Our power is in God. That's where our power is. This is why when you look truly, when you are looking objectively, and the records are there. If you want to read about the Haitian Revolution, man, the records are there. The records are there, man. This is why it's important for our oppressors to destroy Haiti, because We hold the records. And today people are going to tell you, oh, no, the Haitians were never enslaved. We were never enslaved. Why? Because they want you to not believe in these records. These records lead us where? It lead us to that old path, the good way. By the grace of God, are we going to have our power again? They don't want you to do that. They want you to believe in voodoo. They want you to believe in the Anunnaki. They want you to believe that you are Africans. They want you to believe, to seek your heritage somewhere else. Our heritage is in the Bible. That's where it's at. Go look at the words of Jean-Jacques Dessalines. Go look at these men. Go look at the 1805 Constitution. Matter of fact, let me see if I could have it real quick. I didn't have plan to bring it up. Haitian 1805 Constitution. I know I mentioned the article, but let me see if I could read it verbatim. Let me see if I could read it verbatim. I believe it's article, if I'm not mistaken, is it article 34? Who know which article it is by heart? The article, if you know by heart, is it article 14? No, that's marriage. That says, by the grace of God, everything that's going to be done on this island will be done by the grace of God. Is it 34, 33? I didn't have it in my notes to bring. If you know which article it is, put it in the chat for me, all right? Let me check YouTube real quick to see if somebody posted it. All right. If you know which article it is, just put it in the chat for me, Baba Kashar. All right. So as I was saying, man, these people don't want us to get to the old path. They don't want us to believe in this Bible. They don't want us to believe in this Bible, because this Bible is going to lead us toward my love. These words, this Bible, and even the record of the Haitian Revolution will show you exactly, man. These men believe in God, man. These men believe in God. All right. I'm not saying they had, the truth. All right. Because when you look at the 1805 Constitution, I have things that, I will contest today, because I know the truth that Jean-Jacques Dessalines did back then, but he did based on the knowledge that he had. He did based on what he believed was right to do at the time. But today we have the truth. We know there's certain things on there we will not allow, such as an article, I believe 50 something. Let me see. That I think I remember by heart. An article. So Article 50 say the law admits no predominant religion. First, I'm saying verse 51. Article 51 say the freedom of worship is tolerated. This cannot be tolerated in Israel. There cannot be no freedom of worship. All right, that's not happening. All right, there's no freedom of worship. You cannot be a Christian over here, be a Protestant, be a what is it, Témoin Jéhovah, and over here we sont Catholic. Over here you practice voodoo. Over here you Muslim. Over here you Rastafari. We can't have that. We can't have that. That's not going to exist. All right, when we are ruling our nation, again, that's not going to happen. All right. So with that, I'm going to end the class. Tawada to everyone who tuned in. Just so you know, every Monday we go live from 7 to 9 p.m. I'm clipping the live early today because I'm actually in Philly right now. I'm in Philadelphia. All right. I got to head to the school, the Philadelphia school. If you are in Philly, man, just hit me up, 347-941-4541. All right. I'm heading to the Philly school right now. I got to catch the general show. The general show start at 9 p.m. You go to the real commanding General Yohana. He got a show from 9 to 11. So y'all could just, send me a message. You could hit me up on TikTok or on the WhatsApp, 347-941 4541, and I can send you the link. All right. So with that, Israel Tawada for tuning in. Every Monday we go live. The class is in English every Monday from 7 to 9. All right. Every Monday. On Sunday, we go live from 7 to 9 in Creole. All right. In Sunday, the class is in Creole. And on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, we go live on YouTube, only on YouTube. All right. From 6 to 8. So make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel, ESUPK HAITI, and share the channel with your friends, your families, everybody who's interested in learning this truth. All right. And if you have any questions, any subject you want us to attack, just message us on the WhatsApp 347-941-4541. Young Ming Charles, what's going on? Just hit me up. All right. All right. So I'll see y'all. Matter of fact, I'll probably see y'all this week. I'm probably gonna do a class because next Sunday I won't be live at 7 because I'm gonna be at headquarters for the feast of first fruits. All right. So I'll probably do that class during the week. All right, to talk about the feast of first fruits. All right, so I'll do it. I'll find a day during the week to do that class. All right, with that, I'm going to leave y'all. Shalom, Israel. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shabrakatham. Yahweh Shamar Alatam Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Something Zillah. What I just said, may the Most High in the name of Christ bless you. May the Most High in the name of Christ watch over you. Shalom, Haiti. Shalom, Israel. Most High in Christ.